Good evening, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to your Tuesday night update. Good to be back in front of the screen. Of course, before we start, hit that like button, tap the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the little bell if you want to stay updated on all of our future content. Gravy train is coming. Of course, our beautiful indicator that you see on the chart currently, giving us that stop signal yesterday, I believe it was, just before the movement down. So a very good result from the gravy train indicator. And of course, if you're looking on a lower time frame, you would have been out even earlier at around that 58,000 mark for GT. So what's going on now? What are we seeing? Where are we going? Yesterday we spoke of a movement down to the level of around 52, but of course we did speak about this trend line also, and the eventuality of further movements down was something we briefly touched on, but it wasn't something that I thought would come to fruition this quickly. We are seeing this come to fruition now though. So looking like we are heading down towards our 46k mark, down the bottom here at 45,500, where we've got two levels of demand that I'm looking towards, 46 and 43, 44-ish, around that zone, and 46k is going to be the two levels that I'm looking for BTC. We are heading towards that now, but currently we are looking for a little bit of relief. Of course, you can't just smash down as fast as we usually go up, or you can, we'll see what happens. But for BTC, I'm looking for that 46k mark down the bottom here at our most relevant level of demand. And of course, pending the break of that, we've got the one at 44 or 43k just underneath it. Steamroller telling us we are heading down. RSI looking like we are getting towards the bottom of the channel now. That's why I'm sort of leaning towards a little bit of a cool off for the minutes, as well as the CCI indicator also. So we have been dropping quite substantially. We've got a lot of red happening on the side here, so a little bit of pain happening across the market currently. And I know a lot of people will be in pain for this drop, because it's probably their most significant drop that they've seen in crypto if you're new to the space. However, for us traders that have been around since 2016, we've seen this all before. So nothing new. It's a pullback that needed to happen. I'm not worried. Neither is my partner in crime, Ty. We are taking it as it is, and of course we are looking towards our lower levels for more buying opportunities, and that goes across the board. To Ethereum, to DOT, to LTC, XRP, everything like that. Everything that we're looking towards, we're looking for zones underneath us to really give us more opportunity in this market. But let me go back to Gravy Train. Man, oh man. 54k was the exit signal on the 4-hour time frame. 58 or 56. I'll take 56. 57 was the exit signal for the Gravy Train indicator on the 1-hour time frame. And of course, if you're a daily trader, we are sitting on the cloud currently, acting as a level of support. So are we going to push through down into this cloud? It remains to be seen over the next little bit. But it'll be nice to see us break down into the cloud, give us a little bit of a break in this gray area on the daily time frame, and then make a decision based on that sort of price action. If you're not familiar with Gravy Train, it's been an indicator we've been developing for quite some time. That time being about 18 months, 20 months, roughly around that time frame. We've got this coming out hopefully this week. We are primed for roughly a Thursday night launch, but we'll take it as it comes. So just keep an eye out on the Discord. You can find the link down below. And of course, we'll be letting you all know on YouTube as well. Next one, moving on, however, so it's enough on BTC. We are moving towards the downside for BTC, so I'm very excited to see where this does end up. I'll be looking, like I said, again, towards that 46k mark for the immediate term. Moving on, let me go back to my list. We're looking at ETH USD. So I shared this chart in the Discord today. Of course, this afternoon, I'm looking at two zones. Again, very similar to BTC, we're looking at that 1350 and the 1250 areas just underneath us. We've got 2 levels primed and ready to be touched for the Ethereum pair. So it's going to be a nice and interesting one for Ethereum as well. Looking at very similar fate for ETH currently. So let's draw in our longer term swing. We've got a swing low down the bottom here and a swing high up the top. We'll leave Gravy Train in for the moment. But from swing low to swing high, we are currently moving in between the golden pocket, which is the 50 and the 61.8. We have destroyed this level of supply currently, and we are moving down towards our 1426 area at the 61.8. If we get to that point, I do expect a little bit of relief, and that would, translate across most of the market. I guess BTC, Ethereum, a lot of the USDT pairs or USD pairs will see the same sort of fate. If we get there, so we are sitting in between there now. We have broken through the 50. If we do close below the 50 over the next 3 hours, I would expect the 61 to be the next area of interest for Ethereum. And I am taking the most opportunity out of this market as well. That obviously means I'm looking for areas below us, of course, to average back into my positions, of course. Moving on, that's not financial advice anyway. LTC, suffering the same fate. Let's get rid of Gravy Train now. We are looking towards that 170 mark for LTC. And of course, pending that, I'd be looking below that as well. So I'm looking at, I'll nip that up a little bit to give us a better zone. 150 would be the area below that. But let's keep this relevant, shall we? So the next area below us is 170. Of course, more than likely we will get there. Steamroller is giving us very oversold conditions now on LTC. And if we do end up breaking that, probably over the next 12 or 24 hours, I would think that would take. I would be looking towards that 150 mark down here. If we look at the drop that we're seeing now 30%. Okay, if we go back to BTC currently, let's see what we've been looking at now. We're looking at 18%. So it's not out of the ordinary to see 20% pullbacks on BTC or even 30% pullbacks for BTC. If we see the 20%, we'll end up back at my level of demand at 46. If we see 30%, we'll be back at the level of demand down here at 40 or 38K. So nothing out of the ordinary. We've done this before. It's happened many times. And in my opinion, just like it was said in the Discord a little bit earlier, if we're going to see growth in this market, this needs to happen. It's something that needs to occur. Pullbacks need to happen. We can't just rally to the upside forever because it doesn't work like that. Not even stock works like that. So movement to the downside is healthy. Anyway, let's have a quick look at some other pairs I'm looking at. BNB, I had the trend-based Fibonacci drawn up. So let's find some more levels that are relevant for BNB. I'd be looking towards this area here at around 200 bucks. And of course, if we're to see some more downwards movement on BNB, I'd be looking at this cluster or this liquidity to the left-hand side, of course, around here at 140 or around 135. There's quite a big drop between 200 and 135. So I would specifically look for a reaction to BNB's price at around this 200 mark. 200 being the psychological psychological support, being a nice round number. So I think BNB will take a breather there and of course give us a little bit more of an idea on where we can expect it to go. If we're going to do our retracement from swing low to swing high, we could probably expect we are sitting around this 6-1 at around this 200 mark as well. So that lines up quite nicely in my opinion for those Fibonacci levels and that demand. ADA is the next one I've been looking at. Of course, I've been looking at a lot more this evening. We'll keep it nice, short and sweet. Get as much info as possible out to you guys. So I'm looking at this 85 level mark, this 83. We did have a nice amount of price action to the left-hand side. A little bit of a pivot point at this point to draw our zone in. We did have a retest to the left-hand side, of course, which happened not too long ago. So 83 cents for ADA is the area that I'm looking for. And of course, if we do dip a little further, I've got some sync bids, some nice bids down below at 70 cents again. That would be the second time we have bounced off that level of demand, of course, if we are to see ADA retest that level as well. Another one that I've been looking at, USDT. You could probably understand why I stick to the higher cap coins if I'm going to take this sort of approach. It is a little bit safer to play. We are eating through this level now at around $30. If we are to see this move towards our next level, and of course it does have room to move to the next level, it would be around this $26 mark and of course this $23 mark. We do have two pivot points that I'm looking at. One here to create our level at 26, and of course one here to create our level at 23. So not far away from each other. That's why I'm looking at those two levels. We are eating our way through this level now. And of course, DOT is still continuing to the downside. We have seen a 27% drop from the top currently. So it's going to be hurting a lot of people. However, it does need to happen, in my opinion. Short-term pain for long-term gain, if you have seen or heard that before. But I'd be looking for those levels to play out. One last one to look at this evening, XRP USD. XRP, I just shared this in the Discord about 5 minutes before I went and started this area. This area here at 43 cents is the area that I'm looking towards currently. If we do get more of a drop, and it does have the room to drop more, it does definitely have the room to drop more as seen by the steamroller indicator, of course. We are looking towards that 36 cent mark for XRP, and of course 30 cents comes up next for XRP as well. If we are to see these levels snap like a twig, and we do have the volume that is pushing down towards these levels to really get through this. So if you are looking at these levels to average in, I guess I would possibly be reserving your capital if you were to be looking at these levels, and of course maybe look at the levels underneath us for more of a substantial movement or substantial area of interest, obviously, to buy on if you're looking at buying. Nothing's financial advice, of course. We are just displaying some ideas and some areas below us to really give us an idea. The DXY, of course, is a regulated market, not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG. We have moved down towards our 90.0 mark. This is the area that we've been speaking about for a couple of nights now, and we do have our movement there to the downside. So it's nice to see our TA playing out to a T. We did have a substantial pivot point on that level, and we did retest it once before, so no reason why we shouldn't retest it again. If we are to see the DXY give us a movement to the upside to really cool off this downwards momentum, as it should, I'd be looking towards this 23 or even this liquidity to the left-hand side here at 90.3. So looking at this previous level of fibs at 90.25, and of course if we are to see a little bit more movement in the DXY, it would be looking for here at around 90.60. That really concludes our update this evening. Stay safe, everyone. Market pullbacks need to happen, of course, like I've said many times this evening. It's really something that's natural. It needs to come into this market, of course, to push us higher. We can't just run relentlessly to the upside without taking a little bit of a breather. So am I upset? Am I scared? No, I am not. I am taking the opportunity as it presents itself. I'm Ads from UTG. I'll see you all in the Discord. Bye for now.